Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of A.T.O.M RPG. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're chose to join me today in the mycelium vault, as I think we spoil their plans and take a bunch of drugs. We're taking all their drugs, which is great. Yeah, I think we're spoiling their plans. Last episode we convinced the mycelium cult followers or whatever to not shoot us because they wouldn't want to be murderers, would they? Now, no, we would. It worked out all right. And at the end of the episode, we got a note that said that these guys are actually. Let me. First aid kit. There you go. Oxygen, you're good. Thank you. How about you, Fidel? No. Okay, some Casperami to the face. That works. I have plenty of them. So yeah, there's lots of drugs in here. So oh, a bunch of antidotes as well. Yeah. So these guys were planning on introducing mushroom spores on the water supply system, but for that they needed a water filter, which I realize sounds counterintuitive, but what they explained in the note was that they wouldn't want to waste the that's Operation quote ricochet unquote. They wouldn't want to waste the spores to make them, go to waste. So they wanted just the right amount, and that's why they wanted us to go to the tunnel of death that we went to. Let's see what this new note has to say about that all. Short description: plan name, quote, ricochet, unquote, using yet unproven theory to spread the telepathic signal of the progenitor mushroom as radio waves with the help of decoder 1C22. If core theory is correct, we might get a radio signal that can be boosted using laser technology. I suppose bouncing the laser-guided signal off clouds and satellites to cover large areas. Possible effect: 99% of population in territories covered by the radio signal will be introduced to the idea of unity. Possible problems: as of now, experiments on turning the progenitor mushroom signal into a radio wave form only had partial success. A very special kind of untested experimental decoder 1C22 needs to be used for this plan to succeed. There were some problems in getting the diamonds needed for the signal guiding laser. Source of diamonds not trustworthy. I wonder what the heck that was supposed to be. Is that a reference to blood diamonds or something? Also, lasers, are lasers done with diamonds? I don't think they are. To focus the light? I don't know. I don't think they are. Maybe they are. I don't know. I thought they were done with quartz. I suppose maybe it works either way. So I can't talk to them anymore. No. I can pickpocket them. Oh yeah, I can. Nice ammo. Can I? Excuse me? No. I see you there, little thief. Do you? Oh. Oh no. Wow. Was that weapon? I couldn't tell. I think it's the Vintores. I have a plan. Don't laugh. I'm laughing. Is one gonna be enough? I wonder. No, it is not. So let's do this like this. If I start combat, which I cannot, I can use that for 20. Right there. Drop. Drop. Fire in the hole. Yeah, they're not. That was... Oh. Okay, these guys are super dangerous then. Because they have weapons. That fight is impossible to win. They have weapons. I thought they were unarmed. That's incredible. I honestly thought they were unarmed. I don't think there's a way to win against them even if I I mean, they do so much damage though. Like, if I reduce if I increase my damage resistance, which is not even that much. Look at that, 7-3. That's nothing. It's always gonna apply the damage resistance rather than the damage threshold. The 3 is for the head, I think. Yeah. So 7 and 36, 35. That's nothing. You want like a 20, and then 100. You bend over a large shaft that obviously leads to the next floor of the mysterious bunker. The way down is about 80, not 80, although it looks like it, 8 meters long, and it's painfully clear that the floor downstairs isn't made out of pillows and mattresses. Why would it be? Well, because the thing that we're not telling you right now here in this text is that you're gonna need to jump. However, if you're skilled enough, going down isn't impossible, especially if you have a rope that can be tied to one of the pipes, thus ignoring your odds at success. Well, I'm not skilled enough. I'm gonna listen to the noises coming from downstairs. The only thing you hear is the smooth humming of the generators that power the bunker located under the mycelium building. I'm gonna smell the smells coming from downstairs. Oddly enough, you can feel the scent of the forest litter and spring coming from downstairs. Such an unexpected smell for this concrete high-tech building. Okay, let's step away from the edge and use a rope. That's what we have these for. And that's why this map has 1. Or 2, actually. Having tightened a strong sailor's knot to what, again, with the sailor's knot, do I know that? Sure, I do. To what seems to be the most stable pipe, you drop the other end of the rope into the mine. After that, you take a deep breath, spit on your palms for extra grip, that time I know what it means, and start your descent. Very soon your feet touch the concrete floor of the 2nd level. I'm gonna rub my hands on my pants to clean them and look around. That is the way a person does. Pants are for cleaning. This is tall and I like it. Oh, and I can go back up? Fantastic. Okay. So, what do we have? Okay, no ammo. That might be a good thing. Although, nothing is not a good thing. You jerk. You jerk. This is a throwing weapon. I could have used this. No, AP cost 8? How? Why do you take 8? Maybe it's because you need to light the fuse or something? I don't know. The dynamite stick. Oh, there's people over there. Okay. And there's a mycelium. Or whatever that is. We've seen it a couple of times by now. Although the first time, the one that we saw in the Dead City, I don't think had... I don't think it was that big. But maybe I'm wrong on that. Let's just check inside here. Okay. And fire extinguisher. Seriously? There we go. Oh, and that's the other way. That's the stairs that we saw upstairs. So did they destroy the stairs behind them? Because no, they didn't. Because otherwise they wouldn't have put that over there. So they must have gone down the elevator. But the elevator is not actually an elevator. Did they jump into the floor that's not made of pillows? How did they get down here? Huh. Maybe they've been here for a while or something, and they've just stayed here for a while, and in the meantime, they put some signs over there. Just be careful. There's a ledge. You hold your breath as you enter the chamber. There's a group of people here surrounding a large vessel filled with pulsing, slimy life. Is it a plant of some kind? Or maybe a mushroom? Despite doing your best to stay silent, every man turns towards you in unison. You startle at their bright glowing green eyes and the pulsing venous protuberances covering their skin. But the weirdest part of it is that the part of it all is the man who seemingly leads them. You know this man. General Morozov, I presume.
Indeed, you are talking to him. Are you the one they sent to find the lost expedition?
Oh no, says Oxygen. Now that's a military man if I ever saw one. Not a simple man in any way, or a magnificent man. A true and honest-to-God general. Look at how his eyes shine, reflecting the peaceful future of communism. Look at the sapient fungal mass undulating behind his back. Oh no, why is there an undulating fungal mass? And what kind of peaceful future is green? Oh, the... Oxygen? Trees are green. Trees are green. Also lettuce. Oh, child, he says, something is wrong with this General Morozov. Something is very, very wrong. The general allows himself a slight smile in reply to Oxygen's statement. This all-too-human emotion, which is a smile, apparently, looks rather queer on his deformed face. His face looks really cool, actually. I mean, not really. I thought it was, yeah, the veins. It's veins. It looks cool, though, but it's still, yeah. At first, I just wasn't joining the text with the figure. I thought it was, like, sutures and just sort of cyborg whatever, but because it kind of looks like it. His skin has been stitched together. But no, those are veins, and he's just pumping with drugs, which I will be in a little bit, most likely, because we're probably going to fight.
So, am I right? Were you sent here to find my expedition?
Yeah. I was.
At last we meet. You were always so close, but we could never get near you, as if proverbial fate itself drove you away, Boris. Have I guessed your name correctly?
What the hell's going on here? Asks Lenin.
I will gladly tell you all you need to know, Fidel, in due time.
Which means he's not gonna, because the due time, he's gonna maybe die. Get your stuff, Comrade General. Party's over.
I am afraid I will have to decline the invitation. I am not just General Morozov anymore. I am not just him. I am a part of the whole, part of a unified web linking me to other living organisms, like a kind of mycelium. Yes, I am General Morozov, but I am also the fungus in the vat behind me. I am myself behind me. That's how complicated it is. But don't worry. And the men who surround me.
Oh no, says Oxygen. Why would you even? I'll have you know there's already a way to get linked with other living beings in a terrible yet monumental mycelium-like web, and stop being a person. It's called living in a communism country. No, he does air quotes for that. Living in a communist country. What you're proposing is just devilry. Morozov, speak. No, that's Fidel. Morozov, speak. What does it all mean? Asks Lenin. The general's eyes glow even greener as he peers straight into your eyes, but he doesn't say anything though. An interesting question. Hold up, part of a whole mycelium? What about AT.O.M? That's the real question. The general's calm expression does not change, but a newfound disgust enters his voice.
What is AT.O.M? A dried husk of old glory? A miserable little group of soldiers and paper pushers, destroyed by its own secrecy. It served us well as a stepping stone. A platform from which we could launch the great unification. Now that AT.O.M's function is no longer needed, its only value. No, that's the right it's. So it is not it is. Its only value lies in how many people it shall provide for our cause.
Right. So how did you end up becoming part of the whole? The general speaks softly and slowly as if from the depths of memory.
In the first year after the last war, when Krasnoznameni was still in ruins, we called upon a reconnaissance party that was by chance passing through the devastation above. That party was led by General Morozov. From below ground did we call upon him. From the depths of this very bunker, where we were created by the greatest minds of the old Soviet science. General Morozov, heard the call. He and his men forced their way inside this facility with explosives. They talked to us and joined us for the greater good.
Those glowing eyes do not suit you, Morozov, says Lenin. Oh, I could forgive you if you said you stumbled upon this monstrosity by accident. Atom would forgive you. The real Atom, where men like Boris served the motherland. But you say you went through this abominable transformation because you wanted to? You dog? Why? Because you thought you were doing a good man's work? This sin is unforgivable, says Lenin. The former general, or whatever is currently inhabiting his brain, because that's what inhabiting his brain, that's how it works, stares at you without emotion. Green flames dance in his eyes. And where exactly are ye?
You
Care to tell me? Because he capitalizes his wheeze with his voice.
Do you speak of the mushroom before you? This is a fungal mass created by scientists during the project they called Stakhanovets. They wanted to create a soldier that would fight without food, water, medicine, and moral support, whose actions would be completely under his endless control. I know you talked about it being a robot before, and I realize we actually kind of did that, but no. They wanted a living organism, because robots, they're very impervious to bullets. Except the one you fought, you actually shot it up pretty good. But yeah, we want blood, because it's funnier to watch, Anyway, the fungus was an unwanted byproduct of one of the early experiments. Later on, discovering its telepathic abilities, the scientists tried to use that accident to advance their project. They wanted the super soldiers to link telepathically one to another by means of a psychic mycelium, because they didn't want to spend money on radios. They know how it is. It's the Soviet Union. They need to organize everything and just be like, we don't want to spend money on radios if we can avoid it. Anyway, then they could act as a single organism on the battlefield, because the radios wouldn't do very well. The super soldiers, however, were never created. The Cold War turned hot in just one day, but though the project collapsed around it, the biomass was never destroyed. The fungal mass survived. In silence, it united the minds of those around it, creating a single mushroom mind.
How long was this going on without Atom's knowledge? The conspiracy, I mean.
Conspiracy? So be it. The conspiracy started soon after the war, when General Morozov stumbled upon this very room in a scared and wild little town called Krasnoznameni. It's still called that. Anyway, it's so insignificant even the railroad ignored it. This forgettable place was an ideal location for experiments on an entity such as myself. It was my birthplace, my birthing chamber. After that, Morozov took charge. I selected candidates who I later brought here and told them everything. Some chose to partake in our great plan. Some were filtered from the group right from the start. Who knows? Maybe in a few years, you could have become one of us.
Filtered? I mean, you killed those who oppose your plot, right?
Oh, no. We are against violence. It can be useful, but if there is any possibility of avoiding bloodshed, we choose it. Those who were deemed untrustworthy were simply never contacted again. We were very careful.
Oh. Maybe that explains that blonde guy outside, or something. Anyway.
In Bunker 317, however, we could not reach a peaceful solution. When the Mushroom Mind attempted to contact the uninitiated expedition members, they panicked. They began shooting at their colleagues, and we had to dispose of them. Alas, but the idea... well.
Maybe. That alas can be used as well. That's what he says. Anyway,
but the idea of taking them with my with Morozov's expedition came from the top brass.
Why are you doing this? What's the end game of this unification thing? He sighs.
After the fall of society, we collected an unfathomable amount of information from the Soviet government's high-tech databases. We wanted to learn about people, about this planet, about outer space. We fed on that information just as our cells fed on nutritious solutions, also known as poo. It's poo. Anyway, and this feeding gave results. Oh yes, we saw everything. We became enlightened. We knew the inner workings of the universe, the laws of physics, the endless possibilities the future holds. When we then saw, Morozov, there's air quotes, one of the endless possibilities. The air quotes game of the air quotes shenanigans in this game are just out of this world. It's just I don't even. Anyway, that grew more. Oh, the possibilities. They grew more and more probable with each year, with each day, with each hour. It became more and more real. Maybe it was always there. Maybe it was caused by the fires of the last war. It does not matter.
Drink a little bit of water here, because this voice murders me.
I'm talking way too much.
Yes, you are.
The gist of it is this. An asteroid named 1997,
TB146, is getting closer to and closer to the Earth. Today, it's close enough to be seen with the naked eye. Some even have given it a folk name, the Hesperus star. That's why you hear it all the time, and it's weird. This asteroid was a radius of approximately 20 kilometers, which is way overkill for the Earth. But if it strikes, it will wipe out the whole Earth. It's gonna wipe out the whole Earth. The 95% there is it's incorrect. Projected impact is in 30 to 130 years. Excuse the bump on the microphone. Humanity is in its current state can do nothing about this menace from the stars. It's a single star. It's not even a star. It's a meteor. Anyway, civilization simply cannot be rebuilt in time unless every single human being cooperates with the others. And we both know that it is impossible due to how, should we put it, human nature. The constant division, the us and them mentality, and all that. The only way to resolve this situation is the unification of humanity into a single mind, our mind. Only then will civilization develop quickly enough to counter this threat that will otherwise destroy the planet. Only when we have achieved unity. Oxygen's lower lip starts trembling. He finally speaks in a shaky voice.
Oh, we were all waiting for the green inferno of the poisonous wormwood star, of which the Hebrew prophet spoke ages ago, but in reality our doom shall come from the blood-red light of Hesperus.
Lenin lowers his eyes and whispers, completely defeated. I sensed that something was terribly wrong with our guests in the sky. I had hoped it was a pre-war satellite or something like that. How wrong I was, says Boris. General Morozov looks at you with no apparent emotion. He seems indifferent to the world around him. No need for quotes. Again, that's how people are called. It's otherwise you'd quote everybody's name. It would be under quotes, because that's not, names are just quotes. That's just not what people are called. I've learned enough. And he says, listen, we know that you already met other parts of the Mushroom Mind, says General Morozov. In the Mountain Pass of Woes, in the Dead City, both meetings went badly. For us, mind you. Maybe it's hard for you to grasp, but we always speak the truth. We would never deceive about something like this. Despite the blow you dealt us, Morozov's expedition managed to deliver a part of the Mushroom Mind from Bunker 317 to Krasnoznameni. With it by my side, we have enough psychic potential to begin the unification. We have waited long enough, and we will not delay the plan any longer. Soon, our special spores will be introduced to the city's water supply. And then, the mushroom will start its work. That's wrong hits, though. The formal general points at the vessel housing the... vessel housing... Wait. Yeah, he points at the mushroom, basically. After the unification of Krasnoznameni, he says, we will develop a plan of action to save the planet. It must be done. The mushroom mind must not perish. Do you understand? Oxygen makes an impatiently looking at wristwatch gesture, which is super inappropriate, and he says something. He's the worst character. He is the worst character. He is the worst character, Oxygen is. I'm sorry, he says, but aren't you going to say that not all people will be absorbed into this single mind of yours? When will you say that some famous writers, for example, will be spared and given new flats, perhaps, and summer houses, and a nice pension for a comfortable life outside this grotesque single-minded atrocity? What, you don't even offer that pittance? Oh. How right was Comrade Stalin when he proclaimed all mushrooms enemy of the state? Enemies of the state, the mushrooms are. Enemies of the elderly, hateful, terrible creatures, neither plant nor animal. All mushrooms are a mistake, he says. Fidel's face is twisted in disgust. I will say something, a naive romanticist, which is not a romanticist, naive writer, I suppose, maybe that's what he means, I don't know, would say, but I won't regret it, he says. I don't understand why you would bother saving life on Earth, when there will be no one to enjoy it if you succeed. If you take over human minds and make them part of your web, there will be no more thoughts, no more dreams, no more feelings, hopes, and emotions. That's not what he's saying, actually, but sure, whatever. I would rather let Earth burn and be reduced to space dust than endure such a terrible, disgusting fate. I will never forfeit my spirit. You're sort of missing, they're sort of missing the point here, which is, there's no proof that that what he's saying is true. He might not be lying, but when he says that we must all unite to fight to bring the asteroid, the Esperos star down, that might not be true. That in fact, where did he get that information? How does he know that? And he's not explaining that, because that's the most important aspect of it all. He must say, hey, if we all unite, we can sort of look for this one MacGuffin that exists somewhere. We don't know where it is, and we don't have enough manpower. That'll explain it away immediately. Otherwise, his plan is just justifying his means to an end, or because of an end. Is just saying, oh, I want to unite everybody because of this, but I have no guarantee that this will work. But whatever. I mean, what he's saying is, well, Fidel is saying is true. I mean, yeah, you're sort of changing one fate for the other. I guess admittedly, total obliteration. Well, I guess it's 95. It's not 95. A 20-kilometer asteroid would kill everything on Earth. There's just it would be destroy everything. But yeah, I suppose I understand what he means, but he's sort of missing the point. Anyway, we're out of time for the day. I'm gonna give my voice a little bit of a rest, and then we'll continue from here next episode. But for right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Atom RPG. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.